Well, welcome, guys. Just wanted to say thanks for being here. This is going to be a new show. We're just starting today, first day, so got a few kinks and things to work out. But wanted to thank my good friends at Financial Juice for letting me do this show. And my name's Larry Gaines, and I'll go through a little background on myself here just in a few minutes. But let's get started. So first off, I'd like to say again, thanks. Welcome to the show. This is going to be a kind of a live trading show. I'm going to kind of the overall view of the show will be to go through the markets, current conditions where we are based on the way I look at the markets, and then I'm going to go through and look for some trade setups, things that look like potential interesting setups coming down the road, currently maybe today or for tomorrow for some type of swing trade setup or longer term. First off, that I'd like to say though the following show or webinar is purely for educational purposes. Any stocks, options, futures mentioned does not constitute advice and should not be construed as a recommendation. So this is strictly for a learning experience, and let's get started. So just a little background on myself. I've been actively trading for over 30 years and was previously executive vice president of one of the largest oil trading companies in the world and ran their international oil trading group and securities trading desk for over 10 years out of Bermuda. So it's a great, beautiful experience there as far as living plus the working. So had a lot of great learning experiences there. Pretty much traded all the different markets from foreign exchange to all the different futures markets, and really big into crude oil trading on a very large scale. Started trading options back in the mid 80s on cargoes of crude oil, and that's how I got started there. And that was kind of developed into my trading passion, as I love to use options, and I incorporate that in pretty much all my trading. And went on from there to launch the institutional over-the-counter crude oil option brokerage desk for PVM Oil out of London. And that was another great experience as far as getting into more detailed and in-depth type of option structures and working with a lot of the institutions and banks. So just wanted to give you a little background. And what the plan is, I'm going to start doing this show every Wednesday or every other Wednesday at 12 Eastern. And it'll be a market show just to kind of go through where I see the markets based on my trading indicators and the tools that I use. And I will show you the tools I use and pass on a lot of trading information and educational things the way that I look at the markets and trade. So that being said, let's move forward. I'm going to pull up my charts, and we'll just go through charts and show you what the markets are doing now and show you some good setups potentially based on how I look for trades and build a watch list. So let me move this out of the way. So off, I like to start the week or even every day to kind of look at a broad market picture. And what I do is I'll pull up, my trading model. So what you're seeing here is the power cycle model. This is the trading model that I developed, and I've been using this since about 2010. And basically, excuse me, the model is built to look for momentum, so that the lower studies, cycle 1, 2, and 3, are kind of based on momentum type studies. And then the upper chart studies is I've got what I call a volatility compression squeeze indicator for my charts. And then I also have support resistance that you'll see here, these various dashed horizontal lines. And then, I use my various moving averages, which I'll go through. But all this is a combination of my trading formula that I use for my trades, either intraday or swing trading. So what I usually like to do starting out each week, and I'll do this maybe 2 to 3 times per week, is I'll go through the markets based on what I call a top-down market analysis. So if you have futures, I use the S&P futures. If you don't, you can use SPY. And I just want to see where the big markets, the big picture is. So let's just pull up SPY here. And what I do this on a breakdown of using the monthly for the macro. So I call the monthly chart the macro time frame, and then I'll switch over, and the next time frame will be the weekly. which is the long-term time frame. So the first thing I want to do is kind of get that big picture analysis, see where we are. Now, if you just look at this chart here on the SPY on a monthly time frame, you can see this has been a very strong, solid trend to the upside, and got really rolling back there in July of 2011. It actually goes further back there. You can see exactly when the market bottomed. Here, we had that major move to the downside back in 2008, and you can see my momentum indicators were pretty much on the macro monthly. We're down below zero here on what I call cycle 1 and cycle 2 for the whole period. And finally, the market recovered, started recovering back here. The first sign or my alert was back in May of 2009, right here. If you look down at the very bottom, cycle 3 indicator, when it started passing back above this green line here, that was my alert that the market was starting to potentially shift back to the upside. And then we had cycle 1, which is momentum, shift to above zero, and then confirmation, a couple months later in October that the whole market had turned. And then we've basically been in a great, strong uptrend ever since. So from, October 2009 and all the way to the current. Now, the only times that you've seen the market pull back is it pulled back in this here to the